Welcome everyone to a training on Google Maps and best practices. My name is Brendan Ryan, Sales Director for Southern California, and I will be taking you through a portion of territory management and utilizing Google Maps as a best practice to really own your territory. When you think of territory management, you need to be efficient, you need to be organized, and you need to eliminate any redundancies. So if you can plan something once and you can save it so you don't have to plan anymore, that is fantastic. We all know that every day is about being efficient and organized so that we can maximize how we're spending our time out in the field and see as many people as possible. So let me share with you a tool that will really help you map your territory. This is something that I do, something that many successful reps here in the company use, and I'm going to show you how to basically accomplish this, which is mapping out your territory. This is a picture of mine. You can see I've broken up my whole territory into 4 areas. We call them key work areas. Now I do this because it takes me about 2 to 3 hours. I live up here in Orange County. 2 to 3 hours to get down to San Diego. Takes me about 4 to 5 hours to get over here, and it can take me about an hour or 2 to get over here. So we always suggest that you work 1 key work area a day, because you don't want to spend an hour, like 2 hours to drive down here, have 1 meeting, drive another 2 hours over here, have another meeting, and then your day's done, right? You want to hunker down where your anchor appointment's at and have as many meaningful activities in front of people as you can in one particular area. So I have the question up here, where do I go? Because oftentimes when you're new, you're sort of building your territory and figuring out where everything's at. It's really helpful to have a visual of where you go. Another thing that's going to help you answer that question, if you don't have anchor appointments set yet, is to already plot out for yourself here at the top of your calendar. I just create an all-day event for the area, for the key work area I'm going to be in, whether I have meetings set or not, because it helps me lock down anchor appointments knowing that I committed to being in that particular area for the day. So I want to show you how to go about creating a Google map, and it's really simple. So I'm going to take you from start to finish on how to accomplish that. The first thing that you will want to do is go to Google. You're going to want to sign in. So if you don't have an account, you'll have to create an account. The next thing you'll do is you'll scroll over here, and this is going to provide you all the different apps within Google. Select the maps. Now what you'll want to do is click right here, and this will give you a drop down. Go down here to your places. So we're within maps. We went down to your places, and we're going to scroll all the way over to maps, and we are going to scroll now to the bottom of create a map. You can see I've already created all these maps. These are my top Title I districts, but I want to create a new map because I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Alright, so once this loads up, it's asking you basically to title your map. So we'll title it Sample Map, and we'll save it. And here it's allowing us to import a Excel file or a CSV file. Okay, so we're going to click import, but before we do that, I want to show you what that file looks like because it's important that it's set up correctly. And it's not very complicated. You can see here we're going to plot on the map Disneyland, the Huntington Beach Pier, TCM's Oceanus and Argosy building. And what you want to have is one column that has the district name and one column that has the address. At a minimum, you need to have both of these data points. And you can't deviate from this. So one column must be the name that you're going to locate, and one column needs to be the physical address. Okay, you can include other things like Title I funding if you'd like, which I recommend you do. So once you have it set up like this, you need to save this file. Okay, now you come back here and you click import. You can select the file from your computer or just simply drag and drop. What I'm going to do is just simply drag and drop my file. And once it uploads, Google's going to ask you a few questions. So the first question it's asking you here is select the columns that tell us where to put the place mark on the map, such as the address. Okay, so I listed not the name but the address. Okay, so that is basically saying I'm selecting this column right here, and that's telling Google where to physically place this location or pin mark. Okay, so I'm hitting continue. Then it's asking me, what do you want to call it? What's the name going to be for that place mark? So that's the district name. So that's going to be right here, Disneyland. If I typed in anything else, that would show up right here. So Disneyland will pop up. Okay, so now I'm going to hit finish, and Google's going to do its thing, and it'll literally place however many things on the map as you give it to in that Excel spreadsheet. You can see as I zoom in here, right, it just plotted, here's the Oceanus building, here's the Argosy 1 building. As I zoom out, you can see here's Disneyland up here and the Huntington Beach Pier right here. Now, if you hover over it, you'll see it gives you a little paint bucket icon, right? So it's pretty intuitive. If you click that, it's basically saying, okay, for Disneyland, what do you want us to, you can either put an icon, a different icon to it, or you can change the color. Now, I like to change the color based on the Title I funding. Remember, we had the Title I funding over here, and where that pops up on the icon is right here. So you can say, oh, wow, they have a lot of Title I funding. And you can also, if you don't want to click the little icon right here, when you click on it, you can just hover over it right here, and you can say they're green because they have a lot of Title I funding. And then you can come down here. The Huntington Beach Pier, they don't have a lot of funding, so they are red. And let's say this would be another district that's medium size, so you would make it maybe yellow. Okay. Now oh, there was actually two icons here, I forgot. So we'll go yellow as well. So now you have everything listed out and colored. And it's saved as sample map right here. Okay, if you wanted to add a layer, you could, like let's say you wanted to add a school site, you would just repeat the same process. You're going to click over here, school sites. Let's say sometimes I would want to do Santa Ana Unified School District sites. I would save that, go through the same process. I would import another file that contained the school site addresses. And the nice thing about this is you'd only have to have one map, and you can just unhighlight, or you basically hide. You see how these icons go away? If I click it again, they show up. So you could have all of your different districts or all of your different school sites all in one map, or you could just create this sample map and it's saved now, and then start all over and create a new map from scratch, which is what I've done. I have all my Title I districts located in one map, and then for my school sites, like Tustin, I have all my individual school sites located for Tustin in a different map, and you can see as you zoom out where that's located there. So that's how I like to do it. I like to create separate maps. I have one specific map that has all my top Title I districts. This is a snapshot of my entire territory. It's very helpful as you're looking at planning your meeting. I'll use it like this. I know one day, again, I live right over here. I know that one day I have a meeting set right here, okay? So I can see this 91 freeway. I'm going to have to drive all along here 1 hour to get to my appointment. And I want to meaningfully cold call. So I know that Riverside and Alvord and Corona and Placentia or Belinda, those are all districts that I'll have to pass on the way to this meeting. So if it makes sense for me with other variables I'm considering, I'll probably stop at those districts if it makes sense because I know they're close. I'm not going to plan my day to go cold call all the way down here because that's a waste of time. So it really helps me, and every day this map is saved and it's right there for me. And then when I'm doing school site selling, if I know I'm going to be in a bunch of school sites, I will select that individual school site, and I've already saved all the stops. So I know I can bang out 15 sites in one day because I'm going to hit this one, then drive directly here, then drive directly here, then here, then here, 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 here. Instead of having one site here, one stop here, then I drive all the way over here. I look up alphabetically the next site and it brings me down here, then I'm back here, right? That's a waste of time. So I like to be efficient, organized, and don't replicate. That's exactly what Google Maps helps you do. Hopefully this is a helpful tutorial as you go through. I highly recommend that you go ahead and start out by doing one at least for your Title I districts. Okay. Now to get this file right here, to get this Excel file, you can either download it from your State Department of Ed website, or you can talk to your sales support or your RVP, and they can get the office to generate this for you. Make sure again that column A has your district name and column B has your address. And that is basically all you need to get started with Google Maps. So there you have it. There you have it, guys. Hopefully that's helpful for you. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me.